This girl is making one of the biggest mistakes on YouTube. Her titles and thumbnails are killing her channel, but that's not the only problem she has. In this video, I'm going to show you all the mistakes she's making so that you don't make the same mistakes and that you can go and grow your channel and make more money from YouTube. Let's get into it. We're inside my app that I created, so it helps us score people's YouTube channels and we can see what they're doing good and what they're doing bad and where all the mistakes lie. So today we are looking at Ashley's channel. She has reached out to me in the comments and asked me to do a review on her channel. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. So we're going to see where she's going wrong and how she can improve in some areas. So right, first thing we're going to do is have a look at this scoring panel on the right hand side. So this is all the areas that we're going to look at. So channel banner, channel description, channel name, profile picture, the offers, the thumbnail, the video hooks, the setup, the impressions, etc. So we're going to give them a score out of 0 to 10, and then Ashley's going to know which areas she needs to focus on to improve her channel. So let's get into it. Right, so first we're going to look at the channel banner. So we can already see that there is no channel banner. So I would normally ask these questions. Does the banner convey a clear offer or value proposition? Is the banner professional and visually aligned with the channel? So she hasn't got one, so she's going to score a 0. But what I do want to just take you to is this. Everyone needs to be focused on their offer, and it needs to be at the center of their channel. So it really needs to be in the channel banner. So this is my offer. I help businesses turn YouTube into their #1 sales channel. So when people come to my channel, they know exactly what I do. And it also helps you stay focused on your channel, knowing which content to create. So you only create content around your offer. And this is a big problem with this channel because I don't see a clear offer and I've only looked at it for like 5 seconds. All right. So Ashley, you need to come up with an offer for your channel. Who do you help and how do you help them? So let's move on for now and we'll come back to this later. Right. So for her channel banner, I'm going to give it a 0 because it's non-existent. I can't give it any points if it's not there. So let's move on to the channel description now. So we've only got one line of text in the channel description and this is not really good enough. So let's have a look at the questions. Does the first sentence immediately explain what the channel offers? Are there clear links to products and services and next steps? Does the description add trust and credibility? So it fails on all of them because let's just read it. New videos every other day on self-development and becoming the best version of yourself. This is far too broad. Self-development is a massive industry. It's a massive space and it covers a million different topics. We don't want to do that on YouTube because if we do that, we're going up against all the big, massive YouTubers with millions of followers. You can do that strategy, but you've got to understand is that it's going to take you like 5 years because you're going to need the volume of videos to be so large so that you can compete against these big channels. We can't do that when we're starting YouTube. We have to focus on a real small niche and then expand over time. So this channel description is really bad. So let's just have a look at mine as an example. Right, so the first line of my description reinstates the offer. Who do I help and how do I help them? So that should be the first thing in your description. Then you just want to write 2 sentences about your experience or why you're the person to help them. In my case, I've spent 20 years in business. I've built and sold multiple different businesses. I've also had a lot of failures, so I put that in there as well. Life hasn't been perfect for me either, so it's been a challenging road. So I've got a lot of experience that I can help business owners do this. And also you need to include this. This is one of the most important bits in your channel description. On this channel, what is the viewer going to get? So list 4 points of what the viewer will get by subscribing to this channel. Make them clear. And it also helps you create content because you know what content to make. You're going to make them about these 4 things, right? So also you need a link to your website. I don't think people understand how much traffic this single link drives to my website. This is one of the biggest drivers of traffic to my website, not on the actual videos, on this channel description. And you can see there, I've got a tracking link as well. So I can track how much traffic comes through this link. And it is massive compared to my video links. All right. So you must include a link to your website and use tracking if you can. You can use my company if you want, Trace Revenue, or you can use different companies for tracking. But you must track the traffic because you need to know which is working, you know. So right, let's move on and get back to the scoring. So channel description is really vague on a massive industry. We need to come up with a better offer for this channel and make it clear. So copy my channel description but change it for your offer. All right, so channel description, I'm going to give it a 0 because it is really that bad. I'm sorry to say. Well, let's move on to channel name now. So it's quite clear that you're using your personal name, which is totally fine. You can go two ways with a channel name. You can either use your personal name, but the thing is, if it's very common and there's so many people with the same name, then I would always suggest using a different name. So I went with like Nick Does Business because it explains my name and it explains what I do. But if you want to use your channel name and it's not very popular, then that's fine. So the channel name is absolutely fine. So I'm gonna give that an 8 out of 10 for the channel name. Let's move on to the channel profile picture. The quality is good. Let's have a look at the instructions. Is it a high quality and recognizable at small sizes? I'm sure it is. Does it build trust? Professional headshot versus a generic image. Is it consistent with their brand or niche imaging? So I like the headshot. I don't mind the microphone being in there, but I would like you to be looking at the camera rather than looking away. That's the only thing I would suggest in this image. It's not critical that you change this, but at some point, if you can retake this picture with you looking at the camera, it would be much better. So channel profile picture, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because I think it's okay. Right, so now we're going to look at the clear offer. And like I said earlier, so far, we don't really know how Ashley can help us. You know, she's mentioned that self-development and becoming the best version of yourself. I really hate this last part of this sentence, best version of yourself, because it doesn't really mean anything. You know, let's go back to the offer. You know, you really have to have a clear offer. I help whatever do something. You know, you really need to be clear. You know, you can help people with more confidence, or you can help people speak better. Let's just have a look at a better example of someone really crushing this on YouTube. Right, so this is Vin, and he is a speaking coach and he helps people communicate better. So you can see in his channel banner, look, helping you unlock your potential through masterful communication. So that's what he focuses on communication, helping people be better communicators. And so look, let's have a look at his description now. And he says it here, look, I am a communication skills teacher. So he tells you what he does. On this channel, you'll find tips and insights to build confidence and charisma so you can speak better, you know. And also, if you look down here, he's got tracking links to all of his products or services. So this is how you do it. So this is someone with millions of subscribers, look, 4 million subscribers, and this is how he do it. So if we look at his profile picture, he's looking directly at the camera, and this is what I want you to do, Ashley, as well. All right, so you need a banner similar to this. I'm not really keen on the stage bit, but it's just showing credibility that he's on stage, you know. So I would change this because I don't really like that, but it does work for him. All right, but this is the main powerful thing, is the offer and the description, tracking links to all your products and services, and a nice profile picture. And let's have a look down of his latest videos. So this video is talking about communication. 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 This video is talking. You start to see my point of like how he creates content around his offer. So let's go back to your channel and we'll dig into your latest video. Right, so let's have a look. We are creating a video about why you're always tired. And so we don't know what your clear offer or purpose is. So I don't know whether this video ties into that offer or purpose. So I'm going to have to say that you haven't got a clear offer or purpose, which is the major problem on your channel. So I'm going to have to give you a 1 for that. And now we're going to look at the thumbnails. Let's have a look at the instructions for the thumbnails. Are the thumbnails consistent in style, creating a recognizable brand pattern? Do they create curiosity or promise a clear outcome? Are they readable on mobile with big text? So do they create a big promise? So when I think about creating thumbnails, titles and thumbnails, you need to include a big claim. What are you claiming? So in this thumbnail, you're claiming, I think, don't eat salad, right? And then you're saying why you're always tired and how to fix it. You know, I don't think these two things are related. I can see what you're doing here, but you really need to work on these titles and thumbnails as well. I think that the quality of the thumbnails, the image quality is amazing. We've got a big picture of your face there, but I think what you're trying to say with the text is not quite working. You know, so we need to get clear on your offer and then create content around your offer first. But I don't think these two things are related. Don't eat salad while you're always tired. How do they relate to each other? Are you saying that unhealthy food makes you tired? If that was the case, then you should say why unhealthy food is always making you tired. You know, you need to relate the two things together because I don't think they're quite in synergy at the moment. When you do titles and thumbnails, you need to make a big claim. You need to say whether it's easy to do because people want easy things. Is it a new thing? And is it safe and they trust it? You know, so the title and thumbnail should create 3 questions in the viewer's mind, you know. So the questions could be like, oh, how does this work? How do I do it? Am I doing it wrong? You know, like them types of questions. Then you use them questions in your intro as well. And you say, in this video, we're going to show you the biggest mistakes and see if you're making these mistakes as well. So you tie everything together. So in terms of thumbnails, let's have a look at your other ones as well. So what we're doing here is talking about why you're always tired, how to think like the mindset of 1%, how to get anything you want, how to learn faster. We're talking about loads of different topics in this channel here. So now we're talking about discipline. Now we're talking about confidence. Now we're talking about discipline again, confidence again. I don't know what that video is about. Stop wasting your evenings. Stop caring what other people think. But now we're talking about success, how to read and remember stuff better. Now we're talking about investing and money stuff. Can you see that your channel is all over the place? It's talking about so many different topics. And this is why you haven't got a clear offer and niche. You need to pick one thing and just create videos just about that one thing. Just like Vin is here. He's picked communication and all his videos are about communication. He's not talking about investing. He's not talking about time. He's not talking about unhealthy food habits. He's just talking about communication. And that's where you're going wrong with this. So we need to get clear on the channel vision. Let's go and rate your thumbnails. Right. So I think the whole vision is off at the moment. Even though the quality is good, the messaging is wrong. So thumbnails, I'm going to give you a 6 out of 10 because you don't need to change the quality. You just need to change the wording and the messaging. So let's now have a look at the video hook and intro. So let's just remind ourselves what we need. Does the first 3 to 5 seconds grab attention and state the value? Does it create an open loop or curiosity gap that makes viewers want to stay? Does it avoid wasting time with unnecessary intros, logos and fluff? Let's have a look.
Are you always tired? Like, you're always tired. It's 3 p.m., you're tired. It's 7 p.m., you're tired. It's 11 a.m., you're tired. If that's you, then you should watch this video because I promise by the end of the video, you're going to figure out why you're always tired. And I'm going to be giving you practical and actionable tips that you can implement so you're always full of energy no matter what time it is during the day. So first, you need to understand if you're constantly stressed, cortisol spikes are going to be
but the problem that's letting you down is the thumbnails and titles. So you're not initially getting lots of clicks on the video. But I'm sure a lot of people would watch this video. So the video hook and intro is okay. It's about a 7 out of 10. We could improve a few things in the video, but I can't really go into it at this point in this scoring test. But let's have a look at the video setup now. So you've got an amazing clean background. You've got great lighting. You've got great video editing. It's not too much. So the video setup, I'll give it a 10 out of 10 because I think it's good. Some people might complain about having a desk in front of you, which takes up a lot of space and it creates a barrier between you and the viewer. I personally don't mind it. So just leave that at the moment and focus on fixing other areas on your channel first. the first impression is great. Does everything feel professional within the first 10 seconds? Audio, visual, energy. Absolutely. I'll give you top marks for that. Do I immediately feel this person is credible and worth listening to? This is one thing that you haven't mentioned in your intro, is why people should listen to you and why you're credible. You got to think that a stranger's clicked on your video. They don't know you. It might be the first video they've watched of you. So really, we need to give a sentence of like why you're credible, like how you've helped people in the past. Try and think about things like that and add one sentence into the intro of saying, for me, I'd say I've spent 20 years in business and I've learned this. I've helped 500 companies achieve this with their YouTube channel. You just need one little statement to show that you're credible. If you have any like awards or stuff that you could put in your set as well to build credibility and trust. So start thinking about how you can add credibility, why people should listen to you in your intro as well. Doesn't need to be massive, just one sentence. But first impression of you is amazing. There's nothing amateur that reduces trust, but I just want you to add that credibility somehow. So start thinking about that. First impressions, 8 out of 10. If you add that credibility line in there and prove that you're credible, you'll be up to a 10 out of 10. So audience expectations. Let's have a look at the instructions. Does this video content match what the thumbnail promised? Does the title accurately represent what's delivered in the video? Is the production quality aligned with the thumbnail title? For me personally, let's have a look at go back and say, yes, it does align with what you're talking about. You're talking about tired and your video talks about tired. So it does align. But we always come back to the initial problem with this channel is that there's no clear niche or problem that you're trying to solve. So even though you're creating these videos on random different topics and they do relate to the thumbnail and title, they don't relate to the channel overall because you're just sending out loads of different webs into the internet instead of just focusing on one core problem that you help people with. So I'll give you an 8 out of 10 because you are matching your content with the title and thumbnail. So that is good. Now let's have a look at presenting now. Is the presenter confident, energetic, engaging to watch? Yes, absolutely. Do they speak clearly with good pacing? Yes. Is there authentic personality or does it feel scripted? No, it's absolutely amazing. I'm going to give you a 10 out of 10 for presenting because I really like your style. I could watch your videos. And now we're going to go to credibility. Does the presenter demonstrate expertise through specific examples or results? Are there trust signals, credentials? Do I believe this person can actually help me solve this problem? This is what we mentioned earlier is credibility. You're not showing that you're credible and you've done what puts you in a position to help other people. I mean, what's your experience? Like, how have you got to this point where you can now teach other people? You need to be able to convey that to the viewer. So start thinking about credibility. I don't know whether you're credible or not at the moment. I've only watched a couple of your videos, so I don't know what makes you an expert in this field to teach these subjects. I'm not saying you're not. I'm not saying you are. I just don't know, and the viewer won't know either. When a viewer gets the chance to say your video got put next to one of the big YouTubers that's got millions of subscribers, why is the viewer going to pick yours over the big channel? They're going to click on yours and don't know why you're credible or not. They already trust and know this person's credible. So you are competing against people. So you need to say, it's not bragging. You need to say what you've done so people know who you are. So I'm going to give you a 5 out of 10 for credibility because I just don't know yet. Let's reveal your final score. And you get a 59 out of 100. You are doing a lot of things right. The one major thing that's letting you down is that your channel hasn't got a clear purpose and a clear offer. That's your biggest problem. And you're creating random content instead of creating content around your offer. Go and have a look at Vin's channel because he's the perfect example of doing this correctly. Create an offer, so you're going to need to spend time coming up with what problem you want to fix for people, sort out your description, fix your photo a little bit, and then just create content about that one thing. And your channel will blow up because you've got a great presenting style, you've got great editing, your thumbnail quality is amazing. I think you need to work on the titles a bit. So go through this list and try and improve stuff. So sort out your channel banner, sort out your offer, sort out your channel description. This is the biggest one. Clear purpose and offer. Fix this. Improve your thumbnails. When I talk about improving the thumbnails, I'm talking about making sure that your thumbnail text and image is relating to your title. Because what I noticed was is that you're using very common titles that big channels use, and that strategy doesn't always work. If you just copy the big channels titles, it doesn't always work on a small channel. So try and think about coming up with titles yourself that make your channel unique, rather than, because some people will look at it and say, oh, this person's just copying a bigger channel. And so try and come up with titles that will be very specific to your channel. You know, I've built an app that does this. So this is one of the apps that I built to help me come up with titles. And so it really does help you come up with titles if you can't think of any yourself. So all I do is I come in here and I say, like, I'm doing a channel review on small channel. I'm trying to go after YouTubers, and what's the problem it solves? They can't get views. So let's see what the titles it creates, and you'll get an idea of how I come up with my titles. I mean, I've got different apps that do this as well. This is not the only one. So it tells you why your current title won't go viral, and then it reframes it into something that will. Like, your channel gets 0 views, 1 fix. You know, this title delves deep into people's pain points, because there's a lot of channels out there that can't get views. So this is a big problem people want to fix. And then this part here is saying 1 fix. So it makes it easy. People will think, well, if there's only 1 fix to fix my view problem, I'm going to click on this video to find out. You know, that's the curiosity you need to create on your channel. Let's have a look at some other ones. 99% of channels fail. Why? People will be curious about why most channels fail, you know, and they'll click on the video. But I found one reason you get no views. You know, it creates massive curiosity. This one secret gets 100K views on YouTube, you know, like, so start thinking about how you can do this for your channel as well. But if you go through this list and improve in these areas, you'll do really well on YouTube, because you've got great things at the moment. You know, you've got a great setup, you've got great editing, you're good on camera, you can really do well on YouTube. But there's one thing we didn't look at, so I do want to go back to it. I forgot to do it. So let's just go back. I wanted to look at your offer. I forgot to have a look at it. So you're saying, where are you driving traffic? Get my free ultimate book list, my favorite underrated self-development books. Let's just have a look at this. Right, so it goes to this page. This is your sales page, Ashley's ultimate book list. I've read all the top self-development books, so you don't have to. So my question to you on this sales page is, why does someone care about your book list? Why will someone care and subscribe to this? I don't think they will. I think you need to redo this sales page, because I don't think you're going to get many people sign up to this. Why do people care about a book list? Like, let's go back to the original offer. You need to create an offer for your channel. Like, what do you help people with? Let's just have a look at my offer, and I'll show you what I mean. Right, so this is my channel. So it's very clear. I help businesses turn YouTube into their #1 sales channel. So like, if we click on my link and go to my website, like it says my offer, look, how to turn YouTube into your best sales channel, you know, the system for businesses. So it relates, it's still solving that initial problem. But when we look at yours, Ashley, it's not, it's this, you know, if I just put a book list, like subscribe to my book list, no one's going to sign up for it, you know. You need to really solve a problem for someone. All right. So start thinking about that. And I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you got some tips out of it. And if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments down below. But before you go, that was the audit, but you're going to want to watch this video right here, where I'll break down another business channel and show them how to fix all the mistakes they're making, which is killing their views and sales. Probably mistakes that you're making too.